Good morning guys, and welcome to day 4 of our adventures in farm hunting. It's been so lovely to have a nice slow start to the day today. I even managed to have a breakfast and sit down to the breakfast instead of just grabbing a cup of coffee and bolting out the door. The dogs had a bit of a sniff around. We could spend some time in the garden because today for the first time it's not pouring down with rain right now. I'm sure it's coming. It's been an interesting week trying to navigate the weather and seeing all of the properties that I'd earmarked. To be honest, I actually cancelled quite a lot of my viewings because having looked at the properties again and having seen similar properties this week, I realized that they were not going to be for me, so I didn't want to waste my time, and that's also why I have a free morning. My first viewing is this afternoon only, so I can get some work done and I could just have a nice slow start to the morning. So yesterday was an interesting one. I ended up seeing 4 properties with the agent and the morning really didn't start very well, so I didn't have high hopes for it. I got to the agent's office. We usually arrive at 9 a.m. or just shortly after 9. I had a scheduled appointment with her, and unfortunately it really felt like she had forgotten about me, because I arrived there and she was scrambling. She was sitting in the office with someone else. I don't know if they had an appointment or if she was double booked or what. She ended up pawning me off to another agent, but it was a blessing in disguise because he was actually really good and I really enjoyed my day with him. He showed me 4 properties. Only one of them was on my original list. The other property that I had scheduled to see with them unfortunately was sold, and the third one that I was interested in, we decided that the access wasn't going to be great for me and it was going to be super muddy, so we cancelled that one. Ironically, it ended up that these agents were actually the same agents that sold 2 channels that I watch around here's properties to them as well, the one being Cindy Vine and the other being OK Portugal, Ken and Gina. So that was quite interesting to learn as well. So he took me to 4 properties. They were all renovation projects. The one that I had the highest hopes for was the 4th property, which I actually didn't get footage from. But sadly, there's new dogs at the new neighbors. They've just moved in. So sadly, the 4th property, which I had the highest hopes for because it has new roof, new walls, plastered, septic tank already installed, just no electricity, so you would need to be solar. But that one ended up having the weirdest thing. Like, in the middle of the property, the whole middle section is owned by someone else, and those people don't want to sell to the owner of the larger property. This must have been families generations back, they reckon, and this has just stayed in that family's children's children, and the children don't want to sell. So it makes it really awkward to own that property because the other family has keys to enter that property, and it's literally in the middle, right in the center of the property, so they can come and go as they please to go to their patch of land. Not that they do, but I don't want to take that chance, and I thought that was a bit of a weird setup. They don't want to sell, so I think that will just be complications later on. The other 3 properties we saw, 2 were complete ruins. Like, complete ruins. You would need to do quite a bit of work on those properties. They have nothing there, but they are close to electricity, so if you wanted to, you could install electricity or go completely off-grid. The terrains on both of them were phenomenal. Like, beautiful views, beautiful areas, so much potential. But I ended up feeling like they would be too much work for me. Stone cottage. Not very clean. Lots of olive trees, vines, old wall down there in the brambles. This is the limit, with another really big wall at the top there. But this is a full renovation project, and the ruin needs a lot of cleaning and a lot of work. About 45 squares. Nothing is here. There are water wells. Electricity can be brought down here, but this will need to be completely taken apart. It's about 40 squares and it leans onto the boulders. but it possibly can be extended to the front and the side. Renovation property. It's a little bit closer to Monsanto, Penamacor. 2 hectares. It doesn't actually have a lot of it doesn't have a lot of olives, but it's got a lot of oak trees and old vines that can probably be revived. Nice views. And a really old stone building. Big one though. 3 wells. One is nice and full. One's got maybe half a meter of water. And the other I couldn't really see. It had a lot of brambles. It's a big structure though, with potential. The walls look good, better than the previous one, and bigger. Nice views. The last property I saw requires some renovation, but when I got there I completely fell in love with the land. The terrain is amazing, 8,000 squares. It's just northeast of Castelo Branco and south of Penamacor. Beautiful, beautiful terrain. Loads of olive trees, loads of orange trees, nice big well, huge well in fact, 3 water deposits. House is structurally sound, but nothing has been done on the house. It does have electricity though, so that's a huge bonus. All plumbing would need to be done. A septic tank would need to be put in. But I love the place and the dogs love the place. Sadly though, like I mentioned this property and I showed some of the clips to some of my friends, and half of them were completely on my side, but I think they understand where I'm coming from with the property. So they were like, oh my gosh, this is going to be an exciting project for you if you do decide to buy it. And the other half were kind of like a little bit sad because, well, I was sad because of the other half, because their feedback was kind of like, oh my gosh, you're going to be in over your head. This is going to be too much of a big project for you to take on. Wow. Olive trees at the back. Old stone cottage. The roof is in good enough condition for now. It has 2 divisions with electricity. The one side, there's no water in here, so all the water will need to be laid, all the plumbing will need to be done. Fireplace, they've kind of prepared something here. I like that there's already a mezzanine, which is big enough to make that into a room for now. 2 rooms at the back here that one can knock out. Gonna make a kitchen here. And this connects to the other side, which is still storage, hay, but it's really big. Gorgeous property. 3 water deposits, 1 huge well, 9 meters deep, about 4 meters across. Beautiful old olive trees. Lots of orange trees, lots of citrus trees, persimmon. This is really nice. Look at these views. And this is in Penamacor. Lots of outbuildings. Nice granite boulders. Outbuildings, and there's even a chicken coop already built. definitely need to be replaced, but it's okay for the moment. So that maybe the inside work can be done, all the connections made, and maybe then replaced. So I don't know, I've got a couple of more properties to see. I'm still here today, which is day 4, which is also Friday. And then I'm seeing a couple of more properties next week, which I've got some hopes for, but we'll see, we'll see. I might end up just taking the weekend and driving around and seeing what I can see around here and some of the places that I've enjoyed so far. But we'll see. So I've got one property scheduled later today. It's an off-grid farm. It's got solar installed. They obviously run their own water on the property as well. The house is renovated because they're living in there. It's an old warehouse, but everything else is off-grid. Nice fencing around the property. So I think it's got potential. But it's got a bit of a weird setup because it is part of a bigger piece of land that is actually shared between 4 different owners. So I'm not sure how that's going to end up working out. But for now, I'm going to get some work done for the day and just enjoy my quiet morning and then head out this afternoon. See you guys later. That's the first big wall.